Guys, welcome back to the Foreclosers YouTube channel. My name is Masay, and this is Sean. If you don't remember us, today we're going to be talking about the road to the sale and why it's so important to really master this craft. What do you think about the road to the sale, Sean? Do you know the steps?
Yes, I do know the road to the sale. So the first step in the road to the sale would be the meet and greet. The meet and greet is arguably one of the most important steps due to it being the first impression. The first impression means everything. Those first 10 seconds, they get to know you from the handshake. So you want to make sure you have a firm handshake, you really get a good first impression, but that's going to determine the rest of the steps.
100%. Now, the next step is going to be the needs assessment. This is, I learned this from somebody that I hold dearly to my heart. His name is Joe Separano. He's a very good guy, and he has changed my life. So he taught me that the needs assessment is more than just finding information about what a client wants to buy. So what you need to do on the needs assessment is make a friend. So you sit back, you listen, and you talk to them like they're humans. That's the goal. Once people understand that you're a human being and they can trust you, then their guards are down. Now they can relax and now they can enjoy the process. Because the number one thing that people tell you is that they hate buying cars.
Exactly.
This is how you avoid that, by making a friend. That's one of the most important parts of this whole process, I would say. All right.
And lowering a guard, that will definitely help you get as much information as possible, because people won't tell a stranger all they need to know.
Exactly.
They'll tell you their personal information. They'll tell you things that you don't even need to know necessarily. They might tell you what they do on the weekend, but you can get that information, gather it, and kind of sway them towards a good decision on what they need to be getting.
Yes, you can use that information to put them on the right car or on the right product if you're not using this just for car sales.
Exactly.
So, you know, I use this, I put them on the right car, and I typically take the information and figure out something else, usually a more affordable option or a second choice that they can also look into if the first one doesn't work. All right. The next step is going to be the walk around. Now, this step is extremely important for building value in the vehicle or in the product that you're selling. So what I usually do is my company has what's called the protection package. So I'll go through the whole protection package with them and I incorporate it into the actual product knowledge. And product knowledge is extremely important for this step. You need to know everything there is to know about your product, especially with today's day and age when there's the internet. You have a smartphone where everybody has all this information at their fingertips. It's so easy to get this information. So a lot of the times these clients come in and they know more than you.
Exactly.
They know. How many times did that happen to you?
They tell me more information than I tell them sometimes. I can disagree. Sometimes I'll correct them, but they're really coming to you for that personalized experience. So
a lot of these people can buy cars online.
Exactly.
So they're coming in here for the experience. Because as much as people say they don't like buying cars, they're hoping that they're going to run into the guy, a professional, that will sell them a car and give them the right experience. And that's what I'm here for. That's my job. All right? I take pride in that. The next step is going to be the test drive. Now, some people have different opinions on the test drive. Some people believe that you should just be quiet the whole time and have the customer drive and really enjoy the car and enjoy the silence, especially when you have a car that has very low road noise. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that 100%. Now, to some extent, yes, you do want to have moments in the test drive where you're quiet to where they can really appreciate the car, but I like to do a very dynamic test drive. So I'm going to give you an in-depth video down the line of exactly what my test drive entails and exactly how I use it to my advantage to really captivate clients and have them fall in love with the product even more. The next step is going to be the trial close. That's once you're done with the test drive, you want to go into the trial close, and it's pretty much a question to size the client up and see where they are in the process. Whether it's they're ready to move on to numbers and buy a car. And if they tell you they're not, then you need to have an objection. You need to have an overcome for an objection, so to say, to move forward and keep them pushing down the road to the sale. All right. Now, that's going to be something else that we do go into down the line. where we give you some more information on trial closing and different trial closes that you can use. Do you have an example of one that you recommend people to try?
For example, with me, I like to say, if the numbers made sense and it worked out, would you take this car home today? Because I like that one in particular because it eliminates the pricing from the product, so you can really gauge if they love that product or if you might need to switch cars. You can figure that out on the needs assessment. If you may need to have two vehicles, they may not want this particular vehicle, but you can kind of gauge it a bit more on the trial close.
Yeah, absolutely. Another good option to use would be from 1 to 10, 10 being you love it and you'll buy the car right now, 1 being you hate it. Where do you see yourself? A lot of people are going to throw out 7s. They're going to throw out 6s. They're going to throw out 10s. You'll never really hear a 1 as long as you did all the process before the right way. Now, if somebody says a 7, then you have the opportunity now to say, okay, 7 is not as low as I thought you were going to say. What do I need to do to get you to a 10? Right? And then they'll typically tell you exactly what you need to hear to sell them a car.
Yeah.
Usually they give you all the information you need to sell them a car. Yeah. All right? So I use that information to my advantage, and then I move on to the numbers. And then,
before you get to numbers, one step or one thing that's very important with sales is asking questions. Questions are your best friend. You're going to get all the information you need from them just asking questions. You don't even need the answers half the time for selling something. You just need to know what they want, and then they'll tell you what they want.
Exactly. Now, when you get to the numbers, you want to come at them with confidence. You want to present the numbers like you know what you're doing, and this is the greatest deal that they have in front of them. Yeah. This is the best deal they're going to see today. All right. So typically, I learned this from Andy Elliott. He does the knee-to-knee method. Mm-hmm. Sorry, there's a helicopter passing right now. But he does the knee-to-knee method. Essentially, he comes right here beside them when they're presented a pencil, and he goes, he does his process, and it makes it a more personal touch than sitting across from a desk from somebody. When you're sitting across from somebody, it seems more business-like. It seems more like you're going to take the money out of their pocket.
Transactional.
Like a transaction, exactly. People don't want to feel that way. They want to feel more personal. They want to feel like you actually care. Mm-hmm. So whenever you're sitting knee to knee with somebody, it builds a different level of confidence in you as a salesperson, and they don't think you're trying to take advantage of them. They think you're trying to help them. Yeah. And that is also very important because people don't want, that's why people don't like the car business, is because they think that you're out to get them. So that's a way to kind of lower their guards some more and not have as much resistance when it comes to the numbers. The next thing you need to know and you need to have is some word tracks in your repertoire to where you can use that when closing deals. Any objection that you have or that a client will have, you need to have a list of those objections and ways to overcome them. And it's not just about understanding them. You don't want to repeat those word tracks until you understand them. You want to repeat those word tracks until you cannot forget them. That's very important. Having a list of those things that you can just say on the go, on the fly, to overcome an objection is extremely important. And that's what saves a lot of closers from losing deals.
And when you say objection, a lot of people take it in a negative way. Do you see an objection as a negative thing?
No, I don't. An objection is not negative. That's a natural human response. Mm-hmm. People are going to have an objection towards things. They naturally want to say no. It's your job to make them say yes. That's why they're here with you. You're here to give them the knowledge, give them the information they need so that they can make a well-informed decision. That's what you're here for. The next step from closing, guys, is going to be finance, right? So, skipped a couple steps there before then, but before finance, you want to go ahead and get your paperwork ready. Now, with that being said, you want to slow down to speed up. So you slow down on the entire process before the paperwork. Once you get to the commitment where they tell you, yes, I'm going to buy a car, that's when you speed up with the paperwork. You want to get through that as quickly as possible because time kills deals. All right? Once you have the paperwork ready, that's when you get into the finance. When you get into finance, you want to, once your paperwork into finance, you want to kind of queue them up and take care of some things that they might need help with down the line. So you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So you give them the information they need about certain things, and then once they're done, you put them in the finance office. Finance is complete, and then you go on to the delivery. And the delivery is also extremely important because you need to know. Um, they want to feel a personal touch, right? That's when you go and you teach them how to set up their garage door. You teach them how to set their memory seat. You teach them how to input their address into the navigation system. You set a couple of presets on their radio station. You want to make sure that they feel at home in this car so that they're comfortable with the decision they make. All right, and from there, the next step that I almost forgot about, and it's really not typically included in the road to the sale, is follow up. Sean, how important is follow up?
Follow up is very important, and a lot of people don't expect it, but it does add that extra step of care. Just like the delivery, after finance, people are ready to go home. They're not really caring to learn the vehicle still because they thought you've done your job as a salesperson. So that extra step of delivery, that's super important. It's super personal. And just the same with follow-up. Just giving them a call saying, how was the drive home? How's the car treating you? They're not expecting it, but it's going to take you a long way.
Yeah,
and
takes you to that next level.
Exactly. Something that's really important that we're still working on is gaining referrals. You doing those extra steps is going to have them talking to their neighbors. They're going to go to their neighbors telling them, my salesperson just gave me a call when I bought a car from them yesterday. Is that normal? A lot of people don't do that. So it kind of makes you stand out a little bit.
Exactly. A lot.
That's what you want.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
They stand out a lot. I know some guys making follow-up calls 2 weeks after the sale just to solidify the relationship with the client. Now, that's something that I need to work on. So I sold 175 cars last year. And not to toot my own horn or anything, you know, I've heard way more than that. That's like a drop in the bucket for most people. But 175 cars, that would have been all for nothing if I don't really learn how to follow up with my clients the right way. So that's what I'm working on, and I actually have some really strong managers at my dealership that are teaching me how to do that better as well. So every day we're improving. That's what this whole channel is about.
Exactly. It's improvements.
Exactly. I don't want you guys to think that we're perfect. We're not. You know, I just have a little bit of skin in the game. I've been doing this for 5 years now, so I have some experience with these things. So I just want to kind of give you my information, but the goal is to learn with.
I must say it's pretty seasoned in the car business. I'm pretty new, so for the people that are new into the car business, maybe you can relate to me a little bit more, and you can learn from me as well as Marseille. But I am probably closer to where you are right now, so you can at least relate to where I am and my journey and how it's gonna go.
100%. But with that being said, guys, we're gonna start wrapping this video up now. I really do appreciate you for watching. If you got this far, thank you for watching the video and sticking with us. Stay tuned for what we have next. If you want to follow along with the road to the sale, we are gonna be coming out with more videos, going step by step, giving in-depth descriptions and in-depth videos of the walk around, the test drive, trial closing, numbers. We're gonna go through all of it. There's a lot to come that you guys just gotta stay tuned for.
And if you want to see anything in particular, leave a comment down below. Our Instagrams are going to be down below, so you can just send us a DM. If you're struggling with anything, we'd love to help. We're building a community here, so just reach out to us and we'd love to help. We don't shy away from anything like that. So.
Exactly. Give us any advice in the comments that you would see fit as well. Like I said, we're here to learn. So
exactly.
If you've heard anything that we said that you think could use some critiquing, any advice that you could give us, please let us know.
Yeah.
Like, share, and subscribe, guys. We really appreciate it. Thanks again for stopping by.
Thank you.